Y sobre todo por ese ambiente tan popular. Es que Barranquilla siempre está de fiesta, siempre está de rumba. Barranquilla siempre tiene un buen motivo para festejar. Tremendo swing, Barranquilla tiene un swing, pero tremendo swing. Empieza la rumba, Barranquilla tiene un no sé qué, a bailar la cumbia, y mamá. Y sus mujeres en descaderado se ven tan divinas, moviendo la cola al compás de una cumbia que fascina. Es que Barranquilla es una ciudad tan maravillosa que todo el mundo quiere gozar aquí en la Arenosa. Oye que sí, Barranquilla tiene un fin. Por eso yo me
Apparently, even the computer comments on my dancing. You can't hear it? I tried to do some Cuban music this morning and I started dancing and then my computer started fucking up. So apparently I pushed it a little too unaccounted for. What? You don't like my cumbia music or you couldn't hear it? One. Can you even hear me? Okay. So how's everybody doing on this Friday? I could be doing better. All right, cool. So, good morning, Mitch, Aposmatic, Fenrir, Pagan Butterfly Kitten, Jason, and Doubting Tommy. There's a lot of stuff to talk about today. I got the YT buffer. Still not dead yet. Yeah, well, some of us are working on it faster than others. Some would say I'm working on it the fastest. So I wake up every morning hacking up along, but that's standard operating procedure. So let me see. There are a lot of people getting hit with the demonetizing bug. Some people are saying it's an algorithm. Some people are saying it's a machine bot. Some people are saying it's people. Morning, Panda. It's Friday for us, Mr. Future Man in Australia. Some people are saying it's a machine bot. Some people are saying it's people. Some people are saying it's an algorithm. To me, it's a mixture of the three. There's something going on behind the scenes because some people are damn near 95 to 99% demonetized on their channels. They're shooting themselves in the foot. Yeah, blacklist, exactly. They're shooting themselves in the foot with this. And no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter what you put in your freaking titles, some people just are not getting monetized. Now, I have just a few of mine that have been demonetized or have limited monetization. A lot of those are news stories. Yes, some are 100%. A lot of mine that have the quote-unquote limited advertisement, basically demonetized, are my news shows. I have a couple of them that aren't. A couple of them dealing with pedophilia have been completely demonetized. There's that. Hola, Kelly. I'm not monetizing on YouTube anymore. I'm self-selecting. If YouTube can't sell ads on my content, they don't deserve to make money. Yeah, I might go ahead and shut off the monetization and just go with, I've got patron tiers and sponsor tiers on my website for anybody that's interested, and the website link circulates as the show goes on. Also, too, I've got, the jewelry shop and the Dragon's Den is open if you want to custom order your chainmail dragon. You can pick your gemstones, you can pick your scales, and you can, after a while, you'll be able to pick your wire. I'm slowly building back up my inventory. The way it goes is you prepay for the dragon, and I will give you an update when I get the materials for the dragon and send you pictures at how the progress is going. I'm also going to be, for the first dragon I'm actually going to assemble, I am going to record the whole process and upload it to my channel in faster time. Good morning, No Name. So you've got news for me. Okay. If you've got news for me, then I will give you a wrench. And let's see here. We've got a wrench for you. Ben gets a wrench this morning. And Callie gets a wrench this morning. And that's who's getting the rotating wrenches for the morning. So you guys have fun with those wrenches, but not too much. Not too much. All right, let's see. News for this morning. Death toll is over 400 in Sierra Leone. Heavy rains last weekend brought with it mudslides in Sierra Leone, which have now claimed 409 lives to date in its capital of Freetown. The number comes from the United Nations. Grimly, the number is still expected to rise as an estimated 600 people are still missing. People and search crews are sifting through tons of debris and mangled structures. There is a race against time as more rains are pending during this wet season and could bring with them more incidents. Well, let's see. Yep, you are blue. Wait a minute, I made you a mod. Why aren't you blue? Hang on, let's try that again. All right, that should work now. Crackdown on North Korea imports makes Chinese traders furious. Beijing's decision to uphold and enforce the latest round of UN sanctions against North Korea prompted rare public protests. Business people in the city of Hunchun, a northeastern city in North Korea, were up in arms as truck after truck with North Korean seafood was refused. This came after China's announcement that they would be cutting off imports of such imports. God damn it. Cutting off imports. Let me go ahead and delete that since I'm going to make this a PDF. Under the sanctions due to North Korea's nuclear and missile programs. This has led to business people letting go workers in said industry and saying those workers had no other jobs to turn to because Hunchun is the main city for the seafood industry. Beijing does not look to be backing down from enforcing these sanctions. V lost 14K subs overnight. You know, I've been looking at that, doubting Tommy. Some people lose those. For some strange reason, Joy Sparkle gained 17,000. Chairview lost thousands of views and then gained the views back. So there's a whole bunch of glitchy shit going on that I bet you YouTube isn't even going to admit to half of it. Yep, China is finally punishing North Korea. They have decided not to help their ally circumvent the sanctions this time, Fen. They are actually making it hurt. All right, let's see here. Next story online. Barcelona, Las Ramblas en Cabris. Spain was rocked to its core when a person drove a van into the crowded tourist street, killing 13 and wounding at least 100 people. The reports of this started rolling in. You guys get to see live edits. Started rolling in around lunchtime on August 17th. The rented vehicle was said to have been registered under a 28-year-old Moroccan man, Driss Oubakir, who told authorities he had nothing to do with the attack and reported his documents stolen. This has become more and more frequent in occurrence with these attacks. Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy claimed that it was a jihadist attack, claimed it as a jihadist attack. ISIS has claimed responsibility, but they have stated false claims in the past. So we're still waiting on a confirmation on that, even though they've claimed it. From the sources I've been able to find, 2 have been arrested, but neither of the suspects were the driver. There we go. Who promptly fled on foot. The driver's identity is 18-year-old Musa Okabir. I know I'm mispronouncing that. The other suspect is a Spanish national from Melilla, a seafront enclave in North Africa. Then Friday happened. Just hours after an attack that left Spaniards and tourists picking up the pieces, there was a shootout in Cambrils, 70 miles away. Gunfire ripped through the air at attackers who sported bomb vests, which later proved to be dummy vests. Police killed 5 people. It is being reported those suspects, now dead, ran their car into a crowd of people on the boardwalk before shots were fired. As of this report, 6 were also injured, including a police officer who responded to the scene. That wasn't all. Both attacks bore similar attack patterns, zigzagging through the crowd. Haha. leading authorities to believe the incidents are leaked. All this came after an explosion in Alcanar on Wednesday where one person was killed. It was later determined the blast was created by butane tanks. Since 2016, there have been 7 incidents involving terrorists driving vans into crowded areas, killing 121 people and wounding countless others. There may be a possible link between the attacks and Catalan, a city in northeastern-most Spain. Update as of researching for the show. Catalan police say they have arrested a 4th person in connection with the attacks in Barcelona and the resort of Cambrils that have killed at least 14 people. Police made the announcement on Twitter without providing further details. So there you go, even with a little update. So that's what's going on. Yeah, it's a truck. I do vids on movies. Yeah, might be. I mean, there's some of my stuff that isn't politically charged that is still monetized, and some of it that isn't. So it's they're not giving you a clear what can be and what can't be. I think they're just fucking, blacklist and demonetization happy. Vids on movies and video. The problem with the video games is if you talk to Mr. Repsion, a boatload of his Let's Play games have been demonetized as well. So nobody knows, and pretty much nobody is safe. Small, medium, and large channels are all getting hit. Mattis on Afghanistan. What the hell? I could not type this morning, apparently. Let me try this. All right, Washington AP. After months of sometimes heated internal debate, the Trump administration has almost reached a decision on a new approach for fighting the 16-year-old war in Afghanistan, Defense Secretary Jim Mattis said Thursday. He gave no hint of what the strategy would look like. In remarks to the State Department, Mattis told reporters President Donald Trump will confer with his national security team Friday at the Camp David presidential retreat in Maryland, and said the talks will move this toward a decision. We're coming very close to a decision, and I anticipate it in the very near future, he added. Months ago, the Pentagon had settled on a plan to send approximately 3,800 additional troops to help strengthen the Afghan army, which is stuck in what some call a deteriorating stalemate with the Taliban insurgency. Some in the White House have questioned the wisdom of investing further resources in the war, which is the longest in American history. The outlook in Afghanistan is clouded by the government's struggle to halt Taliban advances on its own. In its most recent report, the U.S. Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction said the Taliban holds sway in almost half the country. That's not surprising. Government forces are also battling an Islamic State affiliate that has carved out a foothold mostly in eastern Afghanistan. Trump has vowed to crush ISIS, so the affiliate in Afghanistan poses an additional challenge with no immediate solution. Just this week, a U.S. soldier was killed and nearly a dozen were wounded in combat with the Islamic State affiliate. Ask the president, Mattis said. I will tell you right now, he is our commander in the field. He has the confidence of NATO. He has the confidence of Afghanistan. He has the confidence of the United States. This in reference to Nicholson, General John Nicholson. Trump is looking at all aspects of U.S. involvement in Afghanistan as he must in his responsibilities as commander-in-chief, Mattis said. Lawmakers in Congress are also frustrated by the war and the prolonged debate within the administration on how to break the stalemate. Last week, Republican Senator John McCain declared that America is adrift in Afghanistan. He proposed a war strategy that would expand the U.S. counterterrorism effort and provide greater support to Afghan security forces. Yeah, McCain needs to shut up. McCain is, I'm sorry. So, yeah, McCain needs to... McCain. That's all I'm going to say, because, no. I think I've ranted enough this week. Oh, my gosh. Okay, what major tech companies... Oh, yeah, I couldn't type this morning. Are doing on hate groups. This is straight out of the AP of New York. Yeah, he is a moron. Thank you. Thank you, Doubting Tommy. Major companies such as Google, Facebook, and PayPal are banishing a crowd of a growing cadre of extremist groups and individuals in the wake of the deadly clash at a white nationalist rally last weekend in Virginia. Civil rights advocates welcome the moves, but say more needs to be done and more should have been done earlier. Airbnb. Ahead of the rally, the housing booking service Airbnb barred rentals to people it believed were traveling to participate. How the hell can you, how do you know they're traveling to participate? How do you know the difference between somebody going on vacation and somebody wanting to participate in an active rally? Are you asking these people? Seriously, are you asking these people? Because, you know, Apple is donating $2 million to two human rights groups as part of CEO Tim Cook's pledge to help lead the fight against the hate that fueled the violence in Charlottesville. Apple is giving $1 million apiece to Southern Poverty Law Center and the Anti-Defamation League, because, you know, they're the bastions of all that is holy and good. The iPhone maker will match employee donations to those two groups and other human rights organizations on a 2-for-1 basis. Let me see. Oh, morning, Mole. How you doing this morning? Social media. Facebook removed several groups and individuals from its service and Instagram for what it calls violations of terms banning hate speech. Groups included vandal removal and genuine Donald Trump, not to mention Lawrence from Instagram, but we're not going to mention that, are we? The company uses a combination of artificial intelligence and human moderators to weed out groups, posts, and people that violate its policies. Spokeswoman Ruchika Budaraja acknowledges this is a difficult task, as determining what is hate speech is more difficult than something like a beheading video or child pornography. Twitter, meanwhile, appears to have suspended the account for neo-Nazi site Daily Stormer, though the company doesn't comment on individual accounts. Yeah, Google, yeah, like Apple and Google suck. And good morning, Raging Heavens. Thank you for joining my chat this morning. Service providers. The Daily Stormer's publisher said he has been effectively banned from the internet after mocking the victim of a deadly car attack during the protests in Charlottesville. GoDaddy and Google said earlier that the site violated their terms of service. After briefly reappearing under a Russian domain name, the site was again offline Wednesday after the security company Cloudflare Incorporated dropped him as a customer, leaving the site vulnerable to hacking attacks. Email marketing from MailChimp said some groups had their accounts terminated after it changed its terms of service on Monday to exclude customers whose primary purpose was inciting harm or promoting discriminatory, hateful, or harassing content. Squarespace, a website service company, said it had given certain groups 48 hours to leave in light of recent events. Identity Europa, a Northern California hate group that's helped organize participants in Charlottesville, tweeted Monday that it had lost service from MailChimp, Squarespace, and PayPal. Online payments. PayPal has been removing payment accounts linked to known hate groups in the months leading up to Charlottesville, according to the company and a civil rights organization it was working with. For example, the account for the Daily Stormer was banned several months ago. Online fundraising sites GoFundMe and Patreon also banned people. Lauren Southern canceled fundraisers associated with right-wing hate groups. GoFundMe confirmed that it removed multiple campaigns for James Fields, the driver accused of driving his car into protesters and killing a woman. I think we can confirm that that's what he did at this point. We could just kind of take the accused out of the story and say that they actually did it. Are they kicking Antifa and BLM too? I don't know. I really don't know. Good morning, Miss T. How are you? Mr. Shenanigans, welcome to my live chat this morning and welcome to the news. And just in case you're wondering, yes, this is the most ghetto newscast on YouTube. So please bear with me until I can get an upgrade on my computer. Spotify, the music streaming service, banned music it said favors hatred or incites violence against race, religion, sexuality, or the like. Let me repeat that. The music streaming service banned music it said favors hate or incites violence against race, religion, sexuality, or the like after it was alerted to white supremacist bans on its service by the music blog Digital Music News. The blog found bands identified by the Southern Poverty Law Center as white power music streaming on Spotify. Now they're banning music. Yes, people are already leaving for Gab. Yeah, well, I don't blame them for, abandoning Twitter and going to Gab. I mean, and then recently, I think it happened yesterday or this morning, The Google Play Store dropped the Gab app, saying it was against their terms and policies. Finding Love, dating site OkCupid tweeted it had banned white nationalist Christopher Cantwell, saying there is no room for hate in a place where you're looking for love. Tech outside the tech world. Discover, Amex, MasterCard, and Visa all say they are in the process of terminating the accounts of hate groups. The racial justice group Color of Change had called on the credit card company, along with American Express, MasterCard, and Visa, to stop processing funds for hate groups. So are we going to process funds? Are we going to stop processing funds for Antifa? How about Black Lives Matter? You can't do it to one side without doing it to the other. You want to cut off funds for one? You cut off funds for all. I'm just saying. You got to do this both ways. You can't pick and choose. What are we without music? Exactly. But then again, Callie, you do have to take into consideration when education dollars were being cut, the first things to go was music and arts in most, if not all, the schools across the United States. So you've got that problem going on there too. Exactly. I've said this before and I'll say it again. The smaller channels have more of an opportunity to grow on alternate platforms like VidMe, like Dailymotion, like Gab, like Minds, and other places like that because we're small. We don't have the hundreds of thousands to millions of subscribers that the bigger YouTubers have. So we're a little more versatile in where we can go and where we can start our platforms and what we can do with our platform in order to grow our brand, our business, and get our content out there. And a lot of these platforms are starting on the ground floor. So if we start on the ground floor with them and grow with them, we can actually become the next biggest content creators. Mad Woman Muses, Mr. Shenanigans says, honestly, this has to do with education, which is why the biggest thing I support is education reform. Yes, we need to get rid of Common Core. We need to get rid of participation trophies. We need to get rid of the everyone is special thing and go back to competing. We need to go back to competing. Okay? Yeah, I mean, burning the book. Somebody was fucking bitching on Twitter yesterday that a lot of the classic movies had problematic content and they shouldn't be regarded as classic movies. To which I think it was Veritas Foxy that said, what's next? Book burning? And I said, yeah, Fahrenheit 451, here we come. And how many of you know that reference and that book? Because I know I read it in high school. All right, here we go. Let me see. The shout outs for the day. Based Mama. Love her, hate her, despise her, or absolutely adore her. Based Mama has a straightforward way of delivering political commentary. She does it in a no-nonsense, brutally honest way, and she will let you know straight up whether she likes you or not. That's Based Mama. Go check out her channel. Beware of Darkness is another commentary channel that is really good to watch. He is really easy to listen to, makes really good points, and he's clear and concise. So go check out Beware of Darkness. Deus Ex Machino, with an icon like an old computer and a voice like an old robot. He does political commentary and other commentary as well as shit posting. Go check out Deus Ex Machino. And he is fuzzy, he is white, he's absolutely fluffy and hilarious on Twitter. His name is Egal Matreaux. He has a channel that does a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and lately he's been updating people on what's going on in his life. And he needs your help, which is why the GoFundMe is down here for Egal Matreaux. So y'all go check out Egal, y'all give him some love, and if you can, throw a couple of shekels in his GoFundMe to help him get to his goals and a stable place to live. All right, good news for the day, because we all need good news to wrap up the week with, right? Before I go on to the other announcements. Teen lands job after cop buys him outfit he allegedly tried to steal. A teen who allegedly tried to steal an outfit because he said he needed it for a job interview earlier this week is officially employed thanks to the help of a Toronto police officer. Constable Naran, whose last name I'm not going to attempt, was called to a Walmart store on Sunday, August 6th for a routine shoplifting call. An 18-year-old had reportedly tried to steal a dress shirt, a tie, and a pair of socks. The teenager told the officer's name, whom I can't pronounce, he wanted to work to help his family because his father had fallen ill and lost his job. Of the proper clothes for an interview. Rather than charging him with theft, the officer, whose name I can't pronounce, decided to buy the outfit for him instead. I had spoken to my investigating team, and all the investigators were on board with it. Our staff sergeant was, the officer said. I think they all believed that this was the right thing to do for this person. The officer gave his cell phone number to the teenager, telling him he wanted to know how the interview went. On Friday night, he got a call from the teenager who had good news. He confirmed that he got the job. I'm just happy, the officer said. Happy that this person actually went and did what he said he was going to do and followed through with it, and that he was determined to get that position, and he did. That's all him. So the second chance truly works. The officer said he believes cases like this are a sign of policing changing for the better in Toronto. Certainly in terms of taking care with every investigation and finding the best case scenario, especially talking to people and hearing their part of the story and so forth. That's for sure improved, at least in the 3 years I've been policing. Paraphrasing Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's often referenced quote from 2015, Constable Naran, whose last name I can't pronounce, said it's 2017. If you look at it financially, we spend a lot of money incarcerating people and putting them through the court system and so forth. So as police officers, if we can actually divert that process into something positive, why not? He said the teenager was very excited on the phone and was looking forward to starting his new job. We don't usually see the results right off the bat in policing, and for this, it was different, the officer said. When he said he got the job, I asked him, hey, did you wear that t-shirt and tie? And he said, yes, I did, and thank you. I always try to find at least one good news story, Doubting Tommy, to play on Friday, because Friday is either good news or cringe Friday. I figured good news is a little more warranted than cringy stuff on a Friday anyway. There are good police officers out there. The problem is a lot of the piss poor police officers. No, I think the kid was black. I may have to look into the story a little bit further. Let me open that app again and see. Oops. God damn it. Opened up the wrong app. That happens, don't it? Let me see here. Good News Friday. Yep, it is good, nice to have a good story. And I'm going to try and end every week with at least a good news story. So, because we need it. We need to know that there's actually good news happening out there, that there are good cops out there, that, that good shit happens. Oh, good. Fair enough. Oh my God. Yeah, I think so. I'm going to have to do a little looking. Chances it takes Brave a minute to open up because my computer sucks. But, it is good just to hear, whether it's a white kid or a black kid or a kid, or a minority kid. It's always nice to hear good news for a change and cops helping out in their community, because they're supposed to serve and protect, not beat the piss out of you. And that's a joke. That I know not all of them are bad apples. The only problem is the bad apples seem to be in the forefront. The officers seem to be pushed in a closet somewhere, never to be seen or heard from, and never to be acknowledged, which I think is an injustice in and of itself. So, a lot of cops, most are just so overworked, though, after all the stuff they deal with every day. Most want to just make a difference. I know, Tommy, and I completely freaking agree. Yeah, they're a vengeance squad. No, they're not. There he is. There's the cop. Let me see if I can get this thing to quit jumping. Would that be a picture of the kid that's not loading? I don't know. I'll say the ethnicity of the kid, so I have to correct myself on that one. They don't say the ethnicity of the kid. Good news. Yeah, they just say he's an 18-year-old. So there is no confirmation on the kid's ethnicity. Good cops are usually called target practice. Yeah, unfortunately, I have to agree with that one. I really have to agree with that one. You can support me by clicking the affiliate links that are in the live chat, going to my website and being a sponsor or a patron, or buying something from my jewelry shop, or placing a custom order in the Dragon Den for your very own chainmail dragon. Chainmail dragons take 4 to 6 weeks to assemble, and you get progress reports along the way, so you know exactly when your dragon is done being made. Good morning, Hunley, and good morning, Optimus Christ. Praise Doug. That's right. Everybody praise Doug. All right, now I have to scroll up because we have some live stream announcements. 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our very own Fenrir of the Right in the live chat. We have Citation Needed on his channel. It usually runs for about an hour. I'm one of the hosts, Mitch is one of the hosts, and Fen is lurking around in the live chat somewhere, so he's there because it's his channel. Trainer Jax is hosting a Save the Kiwis 24-hour live stream charity event. That's my own nickname, not exactly what they titled it. There are homeless people from New Zealand wandering around Australia because they came up with some shit luck. There's a GoFundMe going around, which I also have linked. This charity event starts at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after Fen gets off of Citation Needed. It's going to run 24 hours, so you guys can pop in and do your bit to support homeless people. And see what you can do there. Those are the live streams that are going those are the live streams that are going on tonight, so you can take participation in those. Also, keep an eye out for Optimus Christ. He does tend to live stream somewhere between 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time now during the week. So, you know, keep an eye out for that. He does Let's Play Gaming. You get to hear his commentary. You get to hear him jump scare and all kinds of interesting and comical things. There is one thing, though, if you decide to make it a habit of watching Optimus Christ Let's Plays, leave politics out of it. It's strictly a gaming stream, and that's strictly all he does, and that's all he expects you to talk about. So there is that one there. So, on this wonderful Friday, may your coffee flow, may your caffeine be ever strong, and may you have an absolutely fantastic Friday. See you guys in Discord stream.